alien admirals shocked as human recruits solve a decade-old interstellar mystery in just 1 hour. In a far part of space, a strange signal has been repeating over and over for 10 years. This signal, called the pulse, has left even the smartest minds across planets puzzled with no answers. Experts, commanders, and scientists from the galaxy's most advanced civilizations have all tried to understand it. They've used their best technology, studied it for years, but no one has come close to cracking its meaning. Now, as a last attempt, 2 young human recruits have been brought in. In just 1 hour, they will do what no one else could. They will solve the mystery of the pulse and reveal a hidden warning. Inside the vast halls of the United Galactic Command, leaders from every corner of the galaxy gather. Each is a master of their own species' knowledge and technology. They stand in a large, high-tech chamber, watching as a holographic display shows the pulse, the mysterious signal that has haunted them for years. For a decade, they've tried everything. They've scanned it, studied it, and debated what it could mean. Some believe it might be a message from an ancient civilization that vanished long ago. Others worry it's a warning from a distant part of the galaxy, a message we're not meant to understand. But after all their efforts, they're no closer to finding an answer. The pulse remains a puzzle with no solution until now. Because today, 2 unlikely newcomers are here, 2 humans from a small planet on the edge of known space. They may not look like much compared to the galaxy's brightest leaders, but these 2 bring a fresh way of thinking, one that just might be the key to unlocking the truth behind the pulse. Far from the grand halls of the United Galactic Command, 2 young humans wait in a quiet room. Alex Carter, sharp and quick to find patterns others miss, prefers hands-on problem-solving over traditional methods. Next to him is Samira Quinn, a focus analyst with a knack for breaking down complex puzzles with precision and logic. A message arrives, calling them to the main briefing room. For Alex and Samira, this is unexpected. They're fresh recruits, new to the galaxy's complex systems and grand mysteries. They didn't expect to be part of anything as important as the pulse. To the alien admirals, these 2 humans are simply a last-ditch attempt, Earth's best try, as they call it. A small addition, maybe even unnecessary. But as the admirals will soon learn, these 2 will bring something no one else could, a fresh set of eyes and a new way of thinking. In the briefing room, Alex and Samira stand before the alien admirals. Around them, advanced holographic displays show every detail gathered on the pulse, its patterns, its rhythms, and every failed theory the galaxy's experts have put forth. The admirals speak with authority, presenting years of findings with absolute confidence. They share every complicated theory, every possible angle, each admiral convinced that the answer lies in what's already been tried and studied. But as the admirals continue, Alex and Samira listen differently. They aren't analyzing it through layers of complex data or theories. Instead, they're listening for something simpler. They see the data not as scientists or strategists, but as storytellers. And in doing so, they notice something new, something that's been missed. They find a pattern hidden in the noise, a rhythm that feels familiar, even human. It's not random, it's intentional, like words forming in an unknown language. For the first time, the pulse begins to make sense. And with each passing second, Alex and Samira are closer to uncovering its purpose. Inside a quiet, dimly lit analysis room, Alex and Samira focus on the data in front of them. The alien admiral's complex theories swirl in their minds, but they're looking for something different, a familiar thread they can trace. Alex remembers something from Earth, something simple yet deeply patterned. Whale songs, rhythmic, repeating sounds that once seemed random but turned out to be communication. Beside him, Samira recalls ancient Morse code, a language of short and long signals used to send messages before humans even left their planet. These old techniques, forgotten by most, might just be the key here. They decide to use an outdated Earth AI, one originally designed to recognize language patterns. The AI begins processing the pulse, searching not for signals or scientific data, but for words for intent. And within minutes, the pieces fall into place. The static shifts, the random noise clears, and suddenly, the pulse is no longer a mystery. It becomes a message, a clear, urgent warning sent over and over again across the galaxy. Alex and Samira sit back, staring at the screen, realizing they have just uncovered something chilling. This signal, ignored and misunderstood for years, is a call for help from the depths of space. Back in the grand briefing room, Alex and Samira stand before the assembled alien admirals, each one an imposing figure, towering with the confidence of centuries of knowledge and experience. The admirals' faces are set with anticipation, some looking almost amused, expecting nothing more than yet another dead-end theory. Samira takes a breath and starts to explain. We approach the pulse differently. Instead of looking at it as a random signal or a scientific puzzle, we saw it as language. We used an old Earth AI to analyze the pattern, not for frequency or data points, but as a message. The admirals exchanged skeptical glances, their expressions shifting from intrigue to annoyance. Admiral Taxan, his crystalline form shimmering under the room's light, interrupts with a dismissive tone. You're saying that after 10 years, every civilization's brightest minds missed a message. His words drip with disbelief, and he looks around as if expecting the others to laugh along with him. Alex steps in. Yes, a message. And not just any message. A distress call. He pulls up the translated symbols on the room's display, letting the strange characters and phrases float in the air. The admirals fall silent as they see the symbols forming coherent words, phrases that begin to take shape. Danger approaching. Unknown force. Galaxy at risk. Admiral Jorak, the robotic entity with a metallic sheen, leans in, his voice sharp and skeptical. And you assume this code, this distress call, means we're in danger. Do you have any idea how many warnings we've seen come and go in this galaxy? His tone is cold, almost mocking. Samira stays calm. We're not assuming. We translated it word for word. This isn't some wild theory. This message has been broadcasting for years, and it's been intensifying. We believe it's warning of something real, something big. Another admiral, Admiral Naitara, with skin like liquid silver, raises a hand to silence the room. Her gaze is fixed on the symbols, and for the first time, there's a hint of worry in her eyes. You're saying this is an active warning? She asks, her voice barely a whisper. Alex nods. Yes, we think whoever sent this wanted to reach out to as many civilizations as possible. They sent this message not as a mystery, but as a clear call for help. The room falls into a tense silence. Each admiral is processing the implications. Years of research, billions of resources, and endless debates, all pointing in the wrong direction. Admiral Taxan's multifaceted eyes glint as he finally speaks again, trying to hold on to his authority. It's improbable. We have studied every possible angle, every layer of this signal, and you expect us to believe that 2 human recruits found the answer in mere hours. Samira meets his gaze, her voice steady. With respect, Admiral, sometimes the simplest answers are the hardest to see. Admiral Jorak lets out a mechanical scoff. Typical humans. You think simplicity means truth. This is merely a pattern, a coincidental arrangement of symbols that happen to match your primitive languages. He waves a hand dismissively, but the doubt in his voice betrays him. Then Admiral Naitara, her tone softer, speaks up again. Let them finish. If this is indeed a distress call, we need to consider all possibilities. 10 years have already been wasted. She glances at the others, her authority subtly pulling them back into line. Alex brings up more of the translated phrases, letting them hover in the air. Time running out. Prepare for impact. Unknown force incoming. The symbols repeat and glow, stark against the darkened chamber. The message is as clear as it is alarming. The admirals shift uncomfortably, their earlier confidence eroding in the face of these direct words. For the first time, they see the pulse not as an unsolvable puzzle, but as something urgent, alive with meaning and warning. Admiral Taxan, his voice more hesitant now, speaks again. If this is real, if it truly is a warning, then what does it mean for us? What kind of threat could this message be referring to? He turns his crystalline eyes to Alex and Samira, and for the first time there's no mockery in his gaze, only fear. Samira takes a breath, choosing her words carefully. We don't know. The message doesn't specify the nature of the threat, but it's clear about one thing. Something is coming, and it's coming soon. The room falls silent once more, the Admirals lost in thought. They who had once viewed these two humans as trivial are now realizing the weight of what's been uncovered. 10 years of unanswered questions, reduced to a simple message, a message they failed to see. Finally, Admiral Naitara speaks, her voice heavy with newfound respect. "You've given us a great gift," she says quietly, almost as if speaking to herself. A warning, perhaps, before it's too late. She turns to the other admirals. "We must act. We need to alert the other fleets and prepare. This isn't something we can ignore any longer." Admiral Jorak, ever the skeptic, finally concedes. If this warning is as serious as it seems, then we are indeed running out of time. He pauses, looking at Alex and Samira with a reluctant nod. Perhaps we owe the humans more than we realized. Alex and Samira exchange a look, a mix of relief and pride. In just 1 hour, they have uncovered a truth that no one else could see, a truth that might just save them all. The Admirals, once skeptical, are now united by a shared fear. This signal, dismissed and debated for years, has transformed before their eyes into something urgent, something real. And as they stand in silence, they know that every moment they delayed has brought them one step closer to a danger they cannot see, but must now prepare to face. In the wake of the revelation, the briefing room is filled with a heavy silence. The holographic symbols of the pulse hover in the air, casting a pale glow over the admirals as they stand in quiet contemplation. The message is clear, a warning of an unknown threat advancing toward them, and it's a threat they can no longer ignore. The admirals, usually strong and confident, are now visibly shaken. For years, they've dismissed the possibility of true danger. But now, their skepticism has given way to fear. They turn to one another, seeking answers, formulating plans, and preparing for a threat they can't see or understand. Admiral Naitara, her voice steady but tense, speaks first. "We have no time to waste. If this message is truly a distress call, then we must prepare immediately. Our defenses, our ships, everything must be mobilized. We cannot let ourselves be caught unprepared." She pauses, glancing at her fellow admirals. "We owe it to our people to take this warning seriously." Admiral Taxon nods, his crystalline form shimmering with unease. "We've been complacent," he admits, his voice barely above a whisper. "For years, we thought ourselves untouchable. We believed that we were the galaxy's protectors, that no force could truly threaten us." He looks up, his many eyes fixed on the holographic symbols of the warning message. But this changes everything. Across the room, Alex and Samira stand quietly, observing the admirals as they grapple with the gravity of the situation. They feel a mix of pride and fear, realizing that their discovery has set a new course for the galaxy. They had solved a mystery that had defied generations of the galaxy's finest minds, but in doing so, they had revealed a danger far greater than anyone could have imagined. Admiral Jorak, the robotic entity who had been skeptical from the start, finally speaks, his voice metallic and cold. "Our priority is clear. We must reach out to all allied fleets, alert them to the possibility of an unknown threat. Every species, every outpost, every sector must be informed. We can't face this alone." His voice is calm, but there's a tremor beneath it, a hint of worry that he can't quite hide. Alex, sensing the urgency of the moment, steps forward. "With all due respect, admirals, we need to think beyond just our defenses. This message, it didn't just ask for help. It warned of something specific, something it couldn't describe. We have no idea what we're dealing with, and preparing for the unknown will require more than just force. It will require strategy, coordination, and caution." Admiral Naitara turns to him, her silver eyes filled with a newfound respect. "You've done us a great service, Alex. You and Samira have shown us that sometimes the simplest answers are the most important. And now, because of you, we know what we're facing, even if we don't yet understand it." She pauses, looking around the room. Humanity has proven itself today, and in these dark times, perhaps it's your unique perspective that will help us find a way forward. Samira, standing beside Alex, speaks softly. "We never imagined our discovery would lead to this. We saw something different. We weren't bound by the expectations or the doubts that come with experience. We just listened, and the answer was there." She looks at the Admirals, her voice filled with determination. "But now, it's up to all of us to face what's coming." The Admirals exchange a glance, their expressions solemn. They had once looked down on humanity, seeing them as a minor species with little to offer. But now, their views have shifted. These two young ensigns, with nothing but curiosity and an open mind, had solved a mystery that had consumed their entire command for years. And in doing so, they had shown the galaxy that sometimes it's the outsiders who see things most clearly. In one short hour, two human ensigns had done the impossible. They had solved a mystery that had consumed the galaxy's brightest minds, shattering the notion that only the experienced could find answers. The Admirals, once dismissive, now held a deep respect for humanity. They saw in Alex and Samira a glimpse of something powerful, a willingness to question, to look beyond the expected, and to find answers where none seemed possible. But as the Admirals began to plan, their respect was mixed with an unsettling awareness of what lay beyond the stars. This warning, this call for help, spoke of an unknown force, a danger that even the oldest civilizations had never encountered. And with every passing moment, the reality of this threat grew more pressing. Admiral Taxan speaks one last time, his voice filled with a quiet resolve. "This is our call to action," he says, his many eyes reflecting the holographic message that still hangs in the air. "We have been given a warning, and we will heed it. We will prepare. We will stand together, and we will face whatever comes with the strength and unity that defines us." Alex and Samira watch as the Admirals turn to one another, their discussions intensifying, their strategies taking shape. They feel a surge of pride, knowing that their discovery has united these powerful beings in a common cause. But there's also a sense of dread, an understanding that the warning they uncovered is not just a message, it's a countdown, a reminder that something is approaching, something that may test the very limits of what the galaxy can withstand. And as they stand in that room, surrounded by the galaxy's most powerful leaders, Alex and Samira realize that they have changed the course of history. Their actions, their curiosity, and their willingness to see things differently have set in motion a chain of events that will affect every corner of the galaxy. And while they don't know what the future holds, they know one thing for certain. The galaxy is no longer alone. The unknown is coming. The Admirals, now unified in their purpose, prepare to face the threat that looms just beyond the stars. And as they do, two young humans stand as symbols of hope and resilience, reminders that sometimes it's the unexpected voices that speak the loudest. The countdown has begun. The galaxy will be tested, and humanity will stand with it, ready to face whatever lies ahead. The United Galactic Command Fleet springs into action, mobilizing with a renewed purpose. Ships from every corner of the galaxy prepare to face what may be their greatest test. Engines hum, lights pulse, and the fleet, united and determined, moves toward an uncertain future. As the fleet assembles, the signal of the pulse echoes in the distance, an ominous reminder of the danger drawing closer with each passing moment. The unknown looms beyond the galaxy's edge. What awaits them in the dark reaches of space? What secrets, what dangers still hide among the stars? Join us next time as we continue to uncover the unknown, as we face the mysteries that lie beyond the galactic frontier.